Hey, 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 how's it going, guys? Yes, it is SMG for Live 01, and we are back with another video. So, yes, as you guys can tell by the title above, this is my cycling story. So, I sort of wanted to make this video because since the lockdown, I've started cycling. I sort of became crazy about it. I spent a lot of money on cycling stuff. I bought a bike, original bike that I bought. When the lockdown happened, and then I started building a bike with my dad 2 months ago, and I've had it for like just over a month and a half now. I absolutely love the bike. It's a Specialized Diverge 2017 sports competition. So it's great. I bought stuff like prior because I was like, oh, I can make this work, and it was on bid on eBay. So I was like, okay, let me try and bid for this stuff and try and get it cheap. So I got it cheap, and I was like, hey, I've got handlebars already. All I need is the frame and all the other bits. And not knowing that I needed quite a lot of other bits and then ordering the wrong bits because I didn't know that this bike supported this kind of mount or the bike supported this. It was just crazy. So I spent a lot of money, a lot of excess money went into building this bike. And also I have a Specialized Cross Trail which I used, like that's the bike I bought after the lockdown happened, and that was what I was using. I probably covered about 600 to 800 miles on that bike, and then the rest I've done on the Specialized Diverge. And also like the app I use to calculate everything and to sort of show everything off is actually Strava. So if you guys want to follow me on Strava, the link is down in the description. I actually don't know what my username is for Strava. So if you guys want to follow me there, the link is down below. Great little thing, and you can find, I think, one video that is actually posted on my channel of cycling, and that is using the Specialized Cross Trail bike. I haven't done any videos with the Diverge, but I'll show you a picture of my Diverge right now. So yeah, and also I'll show also here's a picture of my Cross Trail as well. I absolutely love the bikes. I love both of them uh, in different ways. Obviously, the Cross Trail is a hybrid bike, so I can. It's more comfortable to ride with, like going on like bumpy roads and all that kind of stuff. That's a good bike to go with. But the Diverge is great for like if you want to just cycle and just focus on stuff. So yeah, my cycle story obviously starts during the lockdown. The main reason why I started cycling was to get some sort of exercise during the day. The only exercise I was kind of getting was doing press ups, sit ups, squats, all that kind of stuff that I would normally not do. I would normally do press ups and stuff like that, but because the gyms obviously had closed at that point, so I ended up buying a bike about 2 weeks after the lockdown, and literally just having a blast and just cycling everywhere. The longest cycle I did was 54 miles. Picture a screenshot of my phone will be here. So that was a great cycle. That was from Northwest London, where I live, all the way to Windsor. But obviously taking a sort of like a detour route, going to different places and sort of making like a loop. And then I just ended up back at my cousin's place. So I cycled to my cousin's place, which was about 10 miles away. And then from there, we set off to the airport, Heathrow Airport, met my other cousin there, and then we cycled all the way to Windsor from Heathrow Airport. And then from there, cycled back through like different parts, and ended up going through like Richmond and um, Hampton Court, Virginia Water. Yeah, it was great. It was fun. I did stop. We did stop quite a few times. My cousins are a lot more healthier and a lot more fit than me, so they had to kind of stop and wait for me quite a few times. So I'm thankful for that. They actually did leave me at a point when we were going to Hampton Court Palace. We all sort of split up. I went one way, and then I had to use my phone's Google Maps to get me to Hampton Court, and my battery was dying. I had like I think 20% battery life left then, and I managed to get there, and then from there all the way back to my cousin's place, and then had my cousin's boyfriend drop me home because I was like too tired. I was like, I'm not cycling 10 more miles, even though I could have done it, but I was just like, it's dark now, and I just can't be bothered. So that was fun, and then the second longest ride I did was actually 44 miles. I think I'll put a picture of the actual route we did. That was actually to the Thames Barrier, the River Thames Barrier, which was great. I absolutely loved it, going all the way to like by the O2 Centre, and then from there going to the Cutty Sark, which is like a big boat. That was great. I enjoyed it, absolutely enjoyed it. I had so much fun. But how I see cycling is I see it as a way of sort of like not opening anything, but sort of clearing your mind, and sort of like it's sort of like a yoga to me. That's what it feels like. Where I was at this very moment, because I'm cycling in a different way than how I was before. I would ride with headphones in, and so I'd put my noise cancelling Sony headphones in. I'd turn off noise cancelling, so I'd have normal noise, which was great. It's so much better than cycling without headphones, which I've just realized because now I've started cycling without headphones. But with the music, it's sort of like a time where you can kind of think about stuff. You can sort of reflect on stuff that you've sort of been doing and stuff like that. So that's what I saw in my cycling. Like when I was going out at lunchtime every day, I was cycling, doing my route, headphones in, music on, and I just cycle. And I absolutely love that. I'm not exactly someone who does yoga and stuff like that, but this was my sort of like way of achieving some sort of zen. So yeah, I did that. I absolutely love it. But at this very moment, I don't cycle with headphones in because I'm practicing wearing clipless or using clipless pedals. So I've got some specialized Torch 1.0 cleats or cycling shoes with the yellow Shimano cleats, and I have I don't know what clipless pedal I have. Is a Shimano one. Obviously, it has to match. And yeah, I absolutely I've fallen twice on those using those pedals. Nothing too crazy. I wasn't going fast. I just stopped and then forgot to unclip, and then ended up toppling over onto my left side twice. So the first time was actually in front of the house. Sweat went in my eyes because I just come back from a cycle. I then put these pedals on, and I was like, oh, let me try out these clipless pedals. So I put the shoes on. Everything went out. Went around the corner. Went up the top. Came back down. Tried to unclip. I didn't unclip. I turned around in front of my house, and then forgetting completely, I can't stop without anything or unclipping. I flipping. I had sweat going in my eye. My eye went all like, what the fuck? Stop! I need to wipe my eye. And then I forgot completely, and it just collapsed right in front of my house. And then the second time was actually I was going up to Hampstead Heath. I was going up the hill by Crickwood Lane, and I was like, I need to stop. Ended up stopping. I stomped my right foot down. I always stop on my right foot. Stomped my right foot down by accident. I didn't mean to do that. And then from the force of that stomp, I ended up leaning to the left. I didn't unclip my left, and ended up falling again, sort of scraping my arm and stuff. And then also before all that, when I was using my Specialized Cross Trail, my rear brakes didn't work properly, and I was going on a pavement, and there was a tree with like a curb around the tree, and my front wheel sort of clipped that curb, and my back wheel sort of slid out. I hit the front brake and I toppled over. I pulled out a tendon in my hand. My hand still actually hurts to this day. This happened in July, and my hand still hurts to this day. I was out from cycling for about 2 to 3 weeks, I think. And then I went back to the gym as well while it was healing. So yeah, it was my left hand, so I used my left hand for pretty much everything. So it still hurts on the side here. But yeah, I sort of just gotta live with it unless I can get some sort of medication or someone that I know that can sort of like tape it up and just keep it. But I don't care. I can still ride and everything. My hands do get a little bit fatigued at times, but what the hey, let's just go with it. And yeah, a lot of people have said, oh, you're cycling a lot. It's absolutely crazy. You've become crazy about cycling, and I have. I've got the outfit, which I don't wear yet because I'm not doing the long distance journeys. Because I am planning eventually to cycle into the office into central London every day, which is 10 miles there, 10 miles back. It's 20 miles, and so I'm sort of like accumulating gear for cycling. So I need to buy more bib shorts and stuff like that. And yeah, I absolutely enjoy it. I think if there is an activity that you want to get into, I would suggest cycling. If you don't know how to ride, I'd suggest trying to learn to ride. Watch YouTube videos, uh, learn, like find someone who can sort of teach you. I hadn't been on a bike properly when I first jumped on the bike, when I first started riding. I hadn't been on a bike for like almost 15 years. I'd say like properly on a bike. I tried last year. I tried to get my motorcycle CBT license so I could actually then use a learner plate and be able to ride motorbikes. And I failed at that. Like, who fails at that? I couldn't balance myself properly on the bike. I was not confident at all. And yeah, and now I feel confident on a bicycle, not a motorbike. Um, I was sort of when I was on a motorbike, I was sort of scared as well. I was on a manual bike, hitting the clutch here and all that kind of stuff. I know about that, but obviously all that's all done by foot in a car, and obviously on a bike it's done by hand, and obviously the brake's done by your right foot, and it was like your back brake. I'm pressing it and nothing's fucking happening. It's not slowing down, so I grabbed the front brake, and yeah, I'm not exactly I'm not exactly eager to get onto a motorbike at this very minute. I'm focusing on cycling quite a bit. I actually, and then, like when I go to the gym, I just drive to the gym, So I've sort of got that sort of in the bag. But yeah, like I've had what 6 months or 7 months of cycling that I've been doing, and from my Strava, which is the app I use, obviously, it tells you all the miles that you've covered, or the stuff you've covered in this year. So my stats at the moment for this year is over 1,000 miles, 1,118, I think I've done. Uh, so that's in that sense, it's actually crazy that I only do like six miles here and there. Like, I go 6 miles up at lunchtime, and then the next day I'll do the same thing. 5 to 6 miles I'll do. So today I did 6.8 miles recording on Strava. Great cycle. I absolutely loved it. I hadn't been on this main road for such a long time because I was scared with these clipless pedals. And I was like, let me try it today. So I just jumped on it. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep pedaling. I'm not gonna switch to a high gear because I'm like, I don't need to. Why do I need to? The lights are gonna go red. So by the time I get there, I want the lights to go green so I can go through. But by the time I got there, it was red. So I sort of had to unclip, sit down for a sec, waited for it to go green, and then jumped off again. But it was sort of crazy, obviously getting into cycling, and obviously then linking up with family during this lockdown. Obviously I got criticized for cycling with other people. Yeah, so, and then obviously my friends started cycling, so we cycled together. We done like Harrow and stuff like that. I went up Harrow on the hill. Craziest cycle I've ever done. I think if I do it with clippers pedals, I'll probably end up falling somewhere. Just because I might get too tired at a point and I'm like, I forgot to fucking unclip or some shit like that, and then that will end up happening. But yeah, I suggest if you can already cycling, I say just jump into it, buy a cheap bike, start practicing, start getting used to it. I think in the long run, it can help get fit. It can also help with your legs. You can build quite a bit of muscle from cycling. That's what I've done. Like my weight prior to lockdown, when I was actually cutting weight, I was down to like 80 kilos. I was trying to get down to 89. I mean 79. I was around 80 to 83 kilos. That was where I was sort of like fluctuating. I couldn't get down to 79. I did want to get to 79, but I couldn't. And then obviously the lockdown hit. My weight started going up. So I think I topped out at 84. I think 83, 84. I was max when obviously that was before I started cycling. And I started cycling. And obviously, I then maxed out at 88 kilos. I remember checking 88, and then it went up to 89. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was at 95 like last year. I started doing like a sort of like a fasting thing to sort of control and figure out that, oh, I don't actually need food to survive. I can still survive of one meal a day and just drinking a lot of water during the day and maybe having a coffee. Um, but yeah, that's what I used to do. I did that for like 3 months. I dropped 15 kilos or almost 15 kilos. Started eating again once the lockdown happened. I would have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe have a snack in between. But yeah, I've sort of kept my weight within the 80s. I don't know how much I weigh now, and I don't focus on that. I don't want to know how much I actually weigh, because then it weighs on me, and it's just like, do I really want to care about it? I just want to enjoy myself, eat whatever I can, as healthy as I can. Potentially in November, I'm going to try and do a pescatarian diet. I don't know how that's going to work, but hopefully I can sort of build my way up to it. I'll have like salmon, some tuna, cod, that stuff like that. I'm gonna try and do it. I don't know if I'm gonna try and do it for the whole month or half the month. See what it's like. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoy making videos, but obviously haven't had the time. And obviously at this very minute I'm meant to be working, but I was like, let me make a video because I'm really ahead with pretty much most of my work. I just need to go through quite a few things. And yeah, I'll catch you guys real soon. Peace.